Good morning everyone, Mark here. I thought I would share you an update on Mr. Francis Tangaloa, or Tangataloa. Now, that is the ignorant court security officer that decided that he'd make me take my jersey off because he thought I was impersonating a court security officer, even though 4 years earlier I'd already cleared it with the Ministry of Justice about my court security jumper. So, when I say court security jumper, it's an old court security jumper. Now, it is not a court security officer's jumper, it is not a court security auditor's jumper, judging by the modifications. I'll stick a snapshot in so you can all see exactly what I'm talking about. Now this jumper, the Ministry of Justice consider a unique situation. Well, my point is, it's only unique because I am being discriminated against for wearing it. I've done attempts to make it my own, to satisfy the Ministry of Justice, and yet they still seem to think it's okay for court securities to discriminate and harass me for going into a courtroom wearing it. Now, or court building wearing it.
Today I'm going back to Manukau District Court, hence my favourite court jumper, to go and have my defendant hearing for the bus lane ticket that they were in court hearing at 10:30.
You can see it. You can remind me.
Can I just go to the side here?
Yes.
So thank you. You know, I told one of you guys when I was here yesterday, because he says, it'd be cool to see the jersey again. I said, it's alright bro, I'll wear it for you tomorrow.
So you're only wearing it just to piss us off from the start of the day. You're only wearing it just to start of the
What do you mean piss us off?
Like with the jersey, we already had
This is a nice warm jersey.
I understand.
Yeah.
We'll get the same issue before with you, when you're over there, right?
Yeah, and what happened to Ben Murphy?
He's moved on.
Exactly. Why?
Because you want a different job.
Because I filed a complaint to the Ministry of Justice against him for doing what he did.
Don't worry about Ben Murphy. We'll get that with you.
Is Ben Murphy still working here? Or? Nah. Did he get a smack of hand? Yeah. Naughty boy. Just trying to find the email for you.
Chris?
Yes. Which says where he's heard.
Chris Heard?
Yep. And he said that if I wish to wear my jersey to court next time, to let you guys know ahead of schedule. Which is exactly what I did yesterday. To the court security guy with the curly hair I was dealing with him in courtroom 3 yesterday.
Just find out we'll just go through, I'll look for the email.
Can you just tell me, are you going to discriminate against me coming in?
I'm not discriminating.
Well, right now you are, because I'm wearing my own clothes.
It's not, it's got court security officer.
No, it hasn't. It has not a court security officer, and it has that which was acceptable with the Ministry of Justice.
It's still got the emblem and everything on it.
Incorrect. This is acceptable to the Ministry of Justice.
We had this issue with you before.
Yeah.
It looks like
And was the issue resolved?
No, it wasn't.
Really?
No, it wasn't. And with you coming with it, you're just trying to pick something of us court security officer.
Really?
Even though we've done nothing wrong to you.
And I've done nothing wrong to you either, have I?
With the emblem, it's saying something.
Yeah, well, you're misinterpreting. Are you a lawyer?
I'm not a lawyer.
Right.
Are you a lawyer?
Have you studied law for 10 years?
Well, have you studied law for 10 years?
Yes.
Are you admitted to the bar?
What does that matter?
Are you admitted to the bar?
No,
Yes,
I'm not a member of the club.
Then you're not a lawyer.
Excuse me?
Then you're not a lawyer. Are you admitted to the bar?
I'm not a lawyer.
Okay. Then why are you asking me if I'm a lawyer?
Because you seem to be interpreting the fact that I'm wearing
But
this.
it's got the emblem on it.
Okay, and what's that?
If you took the emblem on it, and then...
Alright, fine. I'll find the email. You can read the email from Chris
I'll
here.
look for the email, so. Why don't you just get a different sweater? That's nice and warm. There's heaps of different sweaters.
Why don't you?
That's nice and warm. I'm not cold.
Sorry?
I'm not cold. I don't need a sweater.
So because I'm cold and I choose to wear it, you've got an
You
issue.
said it's nice and warm.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
then
extremely well made.
Why don't you get
The
a
government
different-
pays for good stuff for
Why
you
don't
guys.
you why don't you get a different sweater that doesn't have the emblem on it, so we don't have to go through this issue again?
Why don't you keep your opinions to yourself and stick to your rules and guidelines instead of telling me what I should and shouldn't do?
This is me sticking to my guidelines, to my rules, because the emblem is shown on the jersey, and it's still. So the email.
So the effective 11A. Respect for
What's that happened with Ben Westwick? Lately you've
we
been coming.
acknowledge that things did not go as well. I'm
Everything
just
and
trying to find it.
everything. Just today you just.
Excuse me?
Was that?
Can you keep your personal opinions of what you think I'm acting
just
like?
trying to
Well then,
de-escalate the situation with you.
well, de-escalating it would be
Yeah.
keeping your mouth shut so I can find
Don't tell me
this.
to keep my mouth shut.
Sorry?
Don't tell
I
me to
didn't
keep-
tell you to.
Yes,
I said de-escalating it
Yeah.
would be, that's a
Yeah,
suggestion.
you said
I'm not telling
de-escalating
you
to keep my
anything.
mouth shut. So don't tell me to keep my
I
mouth
said
shut.
de-escalating
Yeah.
things would be keeping your mouth
No,
shut.
you said
You're trying to
de-escalating.
rack me
Look,
up
you
more,
said,
so
you
stop
said
it.
de-escalating things will keep my mouth
Honestly,
shut.
if this was to rack you
Keep my
guys
mouth
up,
shut.
you've worked really well on the
Because
podcast.
to de-escalate the situation, you said de-escalate this to keep my mouth shut. So don't tell me to keep my mouth
I
shut.
didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Did you hear him saying keep my mouth shut?
Okay, great. The effective 11.1A. Since 2018, Court Security Act is amended specifically for these conditions. 11.1A. Now, secondly, it was to public areas. I also said that recording around the same. Right, I've been thinking about how to avoid this happening again, both Manukau and any other court you choose to attend. The reality is that the unique situation and not one covered by the court security training, nor is it something that can be dealt with on a one-off basis because you are likely to encounter different court security officers over the time. The best option I could think of is that if you are planning to wear your jersey to the court, you email me the day or the day beforehand, and I can pass on to the security that they know this is acceptable.
Yeah, but did you email? Did you email them, the president and us?
Does he say I have to? It's a suggestion. It's a suggestion. And this is signed by Chris Hurd, Senior Solicitor. All right?
Go up a bit
What do you want to read?
to the bit where it says acceptable, and I just want to read the rest of it.
This is his thoughts. Happening again, both Manukau and any other court you choose to attend. The reality is, unique situation, covered by, nor is it something I can deal with one-on-one basis. You encounter. The point here is the best option I could think of is that if you are planning to wear the jersey to court, you email me a day or so before and I pass on. Okay, that's his best option. Doesn't mean I have to, and right here he's saying that so that they know it is acceptable.
As it also says here, not ideal.
Not ideal,
Yeah.
no, it's not ideal for
Yeah.
me to have to email a court to say
It
I
doesn't say
want to
that.
wear a
It
jersey.
doesn't say that there then.
Do you want to read the whole email?
It doesn't really say there then.
Mate, I've got court to go to.
Well, we don't want to come in. We want to deny your entry because of that jersey. You want to make a complaint? Make a complaint.
Oh, what's your name?
Francis
name?
Canada-Law, TSC.
Okay.
That's it. You got to make a big complaint.
Oh, I will be, mate. You're ridiculous the way you behave.
It's good.
Am I allowed in now?
As long as you keep that jersey off of you.
I might wear it. I might wear it inside out. Is that going to be an issue?
Outside the court, yes you can. Outside the court building, yes you can. No in here. Thank you. That's your next one. So next one.
Your name?
Francis.
Francis what?
Look.
Have you got a card?
Yeah, Cardinal.
Francis what?
Clearly it was a misunderstanding. I just went and got the information about it. Apologies for that. Apologies, my real
So I'm not wearing this just to rat you guys up now?
You can wear it. I just wanted to read email and then contact other people as well. So now I've got a clear understanding of.
So the email from the Ministry of Justice saying it's acceptable wasn't enough for you. You still wanted to try and swing things around.
Look, understand, look, I'm here to apologise.
Mate, I come here to deal with court hearings, not with you guys and your attitudes, because I'm wearing a suit and shop.
We're not having an attitude. We're doing our jobs.
You approached me with the attitude that
I wasn't approaching
was
with
doing.
attitude.
Yes,
I
you
wasn't
did,
approaching
mate.
with attitude.
Yes, you did.
You can make the complaint if you want. Up to you.
Mate, but you're getting a complaint. You might get a civil suit against you for discrimination as well.
I'm not discriminating.
Yes, you did.
No, I'm not
Sorry, you weren't going to let me in here because I'm wearing a jumper.
Look,
You're ridiculous.
that's what I'm trying to say.
Mate, I have no wish
to talk to you. It was a clear misunderstanding.
Yeah, misunderstanding on
It was a
your part,
misunderstanding.
not on mine.
Yeah.
I've covered my backside.
There's no need to get angry about it or wrapped up about it.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the one that caused this, buddy, not me.
Because
I
like I
walked
said,
in here calm and nice and
like I said, there was a clear misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And
On you, on your part.
By my part. I take responsibility for that.
Yeah,
Hopefully
well,
next
you'll
time.
be held accountable for
Yeah,
it.
well, good, make the complaint. Gotta come through, then we'll go from there. But
Make
next
a
time,
complaint, I'll make a civil suit against
like you said on the email, contact us or contact Chris Royd and let him know that you'll be coming in with that.
No,
Yeah?
no, that's not ideal for me. I don't have to email anyone to say.
Yeah, you don't have to,
Yeah.
but with the most certain courtesy of being conscious, we do get new people.
No, I was courteous. I was courteous yesterday when I told them I was being in here and I
You
would be
never
wearing
about
it
it.
today. I'm back tomorrow. I want a big jersey for you. Just for you.
Do me a favour, wear the jersey for him.
So obviously it's not another thing.
No, I'm definitely not another thing.
Cool.
Not
Not my problem. You guys don't communicate amongst yourselves.
Don't worry about it. Well, like I said, there was a clear misunderstanding.
Yep.
Apologies from my side.
Apologies not accepted, mate. The way you behaved just then was ridiculous.
I'll be waiting for that complaint anyways. Have a good day.
I was.
So this is the letter I got from our mate Chris Hurd, Senior Solicitor for the Ministry of Justice. Dated the 7th of November, and here's what it says. Dear Mr King, complaint about court security. I refer to your letter of complaint dated the 17th of July 2023 regarding your visit to the Manukau District Court on the 30th of June. I apologise for the delay in responding to your complaint. Yeah, it's because it's taken them 5 fucking months to get back to me. On the 30th of... What happened? On the 30th of June, you entered the Manukau District Court wearing your modified court security jumper. The day before, you had said to a court security officer in passing that you would be wearing the jersey the next day. Hence, complying, not that I had to, but complying and saying, or at least letting them know beforehand that I plan on wearing it before coming. So that's what I did. Now he said, ideally, it would be good if I let him know. So I'm supposed to let the Ministry of Justice know every time I want to wear my own fucking clothing into a courtroom, just so they don't fuck up and discriminate against me, because that's basically what they need. After going through the security screening station, Court Security Manager, Francis Tangatailoa, spoke to you about the jersey and asked you to take it off or you would be denied entry to the court. Yeah, he didn't speak to me about the jersey. He said, you're just wearing it to piss us off, and other lovely derogatory, discriminating terms against me. But it's nice of you, Chris, to turn around and just make that off that he just spoke to me. Because I also was trying to show him the email, which he ignored, which was then reiterated to him when he went away and talked to Gary after fucking discriminating against me, and then came back with his tail between his legs trying to apologise. After a brief discussion, or in other words, after Francis finished insulting me, including reference to our previous correspondence about the jersey, because that's where I was showing him the email from Chris saying it was okay and acceptable to wear, you removed the jersey so that you could enter court. Yeah, I removed the jersey so I could attend my own court hearing, which I have every right to do because of your overbearing court security manager. That's why I removed the jersey, because I wasn't going to not appear for my own hearing, which would have happened. About 10 minutes later, no, it was 8 minutes, Chris, you're going on about recordings, you could at least take note of the timestamps. About 10 minutes later, CSM Tangataloa came and found you outside the courtroom and apologised for requiring you to remove the jersey. He didn't, well, he apologised for being a fucking twat is what he did, and his apology wasn't accepted because he'd already got my fucking back hairs up by discriminating against me. But Chris, you paint it however pretty picture you wish to need it painted. You did not accept his apology. Damn fucking right I didn't. You have complained about your treatment by CSM Tangataloa. Who wouldn't? Your court security manager is supposed to treat everybody walking into the courtroom with respect and dignity. Being told that I'm wearing a piece of clothing just to piss them off doesn't seem very dignified or respectful. Response to the complaint. As I indicated in my previous letter of the 27th of October 2022, the unique situation of you having a modified court security jersey makes it likely that you will have issues with court security. Why? Why does it make it likely that I'm going to have issues with court security? Because they're not trained on how not to discriminate against people? Because you, Chris, haven't informed the Ministry of Justice courts in a general sense that people wearing ex-court security jumpers, which are their own property, and have made attempts to modify it to satisfy your poor little Flags and Emblems Act, you haven't bothered telling the Ministry of Justice and the courts in general that it's okay. So that's what's caused the problem. You and I have made it okay to wear, but you haven't bothered telling the rest of the Ministry of Justice that if someone walks in with a jersey, leave them the fuck alone, which is a flaw on your side, mate, not mine. In my letter, I suggested you contact me a day or so before you intended to wear the jersey. Yeah, in your letter, you suggest that I have to go over and above to make sure your court security don't discriminate. That's what you're basically saying. So that to the court, so I could let the court security know that it was acceptable. Well, how about this, Chris? How about you fucking well let them know anyway, so I don't have to keep getting harassed and discriminated against by your ignorant and uneducated staff. The reason I suggest you contact me as opposed to anyone else, such as court security, was that I would make sure the right people knew about it. Oh really, so you're going to tip them all off, Mark's coming in, watch out. And let's jump on him for audio recording because, you know, let's discriminate against him further. Let's stomp all over his section 14 of the Bill of Rights. That's what you're doing. In this case, CSM Tangataloa only found out that it was acceptable for you to wear the jersey after your first interaction. No, he didn't. He was shown the email during our first interaction, and he chose to be a stubborn, pig-headed fat fucker and ignore me. He then went for you to wear it after your first interaction. He then went to find you and apologised. The Ministry considers this was an appropriate action to take. In the circumstances, we do not consider that the matter warrants any further action. Really. So him swearing at me, saying that I'm doing things, presuming, harassing and discriminating against me doesn't warrant any further action. In particular, I note that he notes that I were recording from the time you entered the court building and you were never actually entitled to enter and remain there. Section 11A1B of the Court Security Act 1999. Recording in the court building. In my response, in my previous letter of the 22nd of October 2022, I explained the law. No, you didn't, Chris. Explained the law around recording in the court buildings. You have continued to do so, including recording in the courtrooms while the court is sitting. Any further instances of this will result in you being trespassed without further warning. As I said in my previous letter, this will mean you will only be able to attend court if you're required to for your own matters, not to assist others. So they're going to try and trespass me because they don't like me helping other people out in court. That's it. Because I've always told Chris, Section 14 of the Bill of Rights gives me the right to do it. So does the District Court Access to Court Documents Rules 2017, Section 12F. So Chris, If you want to, first of all, accuse me of recording, you have no evidence I was doing any recording, Chris, just that I've supplied you a link. All of my court recordings are not necessarily recorded by me. They are recorded by other people who have the right to do so as parties in their proceedings and give me the fucking recordings. So Chris, how about you not presume anymore, pull that big fucking your head out of your ass and realise that when I make a complaint about being threatened and harassed by your court security, that I fucking mean it. Alright? So that's Chris Hurd, and he signed it, Chris Hurd, Senior Solicitor, Ministry of Justice. So if that's his answer, well, we'll see how we go. But do not think you're going to stop me for 1 second exercising my rights. And don't accuse me of things, of doing things without having evidence to prove it, Chris. Alright?
Right, let's read first of all the, just so, you know, and you've got full context of what I'm talking about. This is the letter that Chris Hurd is referring to on the 17th of July, my complaint against old Francis and his disgusting behaviour. It states, re-discriminating and harassing behaviour from Ministry of Justice Court Security Manager Francis Tangataloa of Manukau District Court. Good afternoon, Chris. Now, I sent this directly to Chris Hurd. Note, this complaint is made due to Francis's disgusting behaviour and literally telling me to make a complaint during his appalling interactions with me. When attending Manukau District Court on the 30th of June, Court Security Manager Francis Tangataloa obstructed, insulted, harassed and discriminated against myself and briefly denied myself entry to the courthouse due to myself wearing my own jumper that once was a Ministry of Justice Court Security Officer jumper, which I have modified and had approved by yourself, Chris Hurd, Senior Solicitor of the MOJ, to wear. This was now the third time in 11 months that I have been harassed and discriminated against by Manukau District Court Security Managers Ben Murphy, no longer at Manukau DC, and now Francis Tangataloa. He accused me of wearing my own clothing, pre-approved by the Ministry of Justice, to piss us off. Along with other derogatory and insulting comments, I was forced to remove my jersey before being granted entry to attend my own defended hearing, which approximately 8 minutes later, Francis then approached me again outside courtroom 19 to admit he was wrong and attempted to apologise for his errors and behaviour, which was not accepted. I should also note that you had suggested to me that I inform Manukau DC or yourself prior to attending if I wished to wear my own jersey, which I did the day beforehand by informing at least 2 court security officers while attending as a Mackenzie friend for another matter the day beforehand on the 29th of June. If there is any dispute as to what was said and who did what, attached is a publicly available recording of the entire interactions with Francis, showing his disgusting behaviour. What can be done to hold Francis responsible for his appalling behaviour exhibited towards me for simply wearing my own jersey, Chris, which had been approved by you some 4 years prior and again in August-October 2022? My options I can see moving forward are to either 1. Make a complaint against Francis with the Ministry of Justice for his discriminating and harassment, trying first. 2. File against him for summary judgment as he clearly admits he was wrong, acting the way he did on record. 3. File a civil suit against Francis and the Ministry of Justice for the repeated harassment and discrimination I have been subjected to for simply wearing a warm jumper on a cold winter's day. In the High Court, seeking criminal charges be brought against the Ministry of Justice and Francis. I do not believe I should be harassed and intimidated by your court security officers and court security manager for simply wearing a jersey that I have taken great measures to ensure is acceptable to wear by the MOJ prior to attending. Finally, Chris, under the Official Information Act 1982 and the Privacy Act 2020, I require all CCTV footage containing myself from the 29th and 30th of June to be supplied as this is needed for future legal remedial action. I have been advised to take action against the MOJ and Francis Tangataloa should an unacceptable resolution not be established or reached via the MOJ complaints process. I look forward to your response. With regards, me.
Francis Tangataloa harassment and discriminating, and I send him a link. Okay, so that's the letter from the 17th of July 2023. That's the complaint that Francis told me to go and make. Alright, so that's what he's referring to.